Muted. I did it again. My goodness. What is going on, everybody? I'm just glad I caught it right before I hit my 30-second mark. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today on this beautiful Wednesday evening here where we're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. The regular season is over. And now we are looking into the playoffs. What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's having a very good Wednesday. I sure as heck am. But obviously, right now we have a lot to dive into today. The title of this video is going to be "What are the expectations for you as fans, as well as myself, for the Arizona Cardinals?" Now, although we are all very, very excited about being one of the few teams that are going into the postseason in playoffs, there's still some things that are lingering around that, we're all hoping that we can kind of get over the hump here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for being here in this live stream right now. Currently, right now, we got 36 people chilling with the AZ Sports Fan right now. I really do appreciate everybody. If you guys can definitely do me a huge favor, smack that like button. And what it does, it helps out the algorithm. It basically makes sure that any other Cardinal fan out there that is kind of, scared, cold, and alone, waiting for a stream to start, and they're a Cardinal fan, they can go ahead and find this stream by you just smacking that like button. That's all you got to do. But let's go ahead and jump into this topic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start this video. Appreciate everybody for being here. Definitely big shout out to everybody that's been waiting for quite some time. We got Cade, we got RNA, Lennon, very reliable. We got Mark Jackson in the house, Bananas, Alex, Lagoon, Isaac. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you guys for all joining through. So let's get started. Let's get started here. Arizona Cardinals, right? One of the few teams that are, going into the playoffs. Expectations are, kind of everywhere right now. Now, if you guys listen to my community post, I like to post, polls every once in a while to kind of get a gauge on where the Bird Gang really lies with this Arizona Cardinal team. Now, I did post something earlier today. And this is the post that I ended up posting here. So I said, serious question, Arizona sports fam. Are you already satisfied with the results of this team's accomplishments this year? And obviously what I was trying to do is I was trying to make sure that I'm not the only one feeling like we really didn't accomplish, very much right now. And obviously these are the options that we ended up having. And if you didn't participate in this poll question, definitely let me know in the comments here below. Now, these are the options that we have here. So we have 24% of people saying, yes, we are playoff bound. I am absolutely happy regardless of, what happens this Monday night. And then we have 73% of people saying no. We want a playoff. They want a playoff win, at least one. And then we have other that had 3%. Now we had a total of over 728 people, voting. So I appreciate everybody for, taking about 3-4 seconds to go ahead and cast your vote. That is still available in my community tab right now. If you want to cast your vote, then I definitely recommend it. But obviously, the glowing glare out there right now is that everybody chose, or at least a good majority of people chose no. We want a playoff win. That will make me feel better as a fan. It's pretty much what the Bird Gang told me. So I'm right there as well. If I had the option to choose something there, I would be saying the exact same thing. Now, yes, we started off 7-0. Yes, we at one point were looking 10-2, but the crash that happens at the end of every Cliff Kingsbury's era is kind of getting to me. It's getting to me as a fan. Now, obviously, I'm going to put my optimistic hat this coming Monday. When Monday comes around, I'm going to be like, yes, we're going to win this game. I'm super excited. Everything's looking good. But I'm not going to lie to you. There's something deep down inside me that really feels like, man, if Cliff Kingsbury wants to get rid of all the hate, if he wants to get rid of everything that's said about him, talking about the biggest games that are out there, he can never win the biggest games. This is the time to do it right here. Now, Monday Night Football, I hate this. I do not like the Arizona Cardinals playing on Monday night. I really don't, for a couple different reasons. Whatever team just wins on Monday night, whether it's the Rams or the Arizona Cardinals, they have a short week. They have an absolute short week going into the next week, which absolutely sucks. They have one day less than the people that are playing on Sunday, and obviously even less if you're playing on a Saturday. So I don't like the Monday night. I really don't. We don't really perform very well when all eyes on Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know it's a silly thing to say, right? The Arizona Cardinals are in the playoffs. all eyes are going to be on them at all single times, because whether you're on the Saturday slot, the Sunday slot, or the Monday slot, you're really the only game, because it's playoff games and it's all time go at that point. So, but here's my thing. Now, I went ahead and took a few screenshots. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and, read some comments that I have on that post questions as well, or that poll question that I posted, because I like to use those as kind of something that we can kind of talk about, where, we can start a conversation and stuff like that. And I promise to you guys, I will be, giving you shout outs on the chat. So I appreciate you guys for being here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the screenshots I ended up taking. Now, this is going to be the results for the people that commented either other, or they wanted to go ahead and, put their, more information as to just, getting a poll question. So this is my first screenshot that I ended up taking here. So I do my best to go ahead and, blank out the name. I don't want to, say anything, but if you recognize that this is your answer, go ahead and shout yourself up if you want to. But this is going to be this question here, or this comment. So it says, last year was just make it to the playoffs. This year, the goal is to make the playoffs and win at least a playoff game. Next year should be to win the West. I like that. I absolutely like that. And honestly, me, in my personal opinion, I'm not one of them that is going to say, oh my God, we made it to the playoffs. I can sit and relax. Cliff Kingsbury's fine. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking gravy. Now keep in mind, Cliff Kingsbury's fine. I'm not saying we're going to fire him. Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm not even going to humor the fact that, Cliff Kingsbury should get fired, because I don't think he's going to. So we're not even going to discuss that. But the expectations should be, yes, we made it to the playoffs, but we should be getting a win. I 110% wholeheartedly agree with that comment. Last year's goal should have been playoffs. That's exactly what it should have been. We were so close. We had the opportunity. We, fizzled out at the end of the year as well. Kyler Murray ended up getting hurt, and that's obviously the trend that we're seeing every single year as far as being a Cardinal fan. Start off hot, fizzle out towards the end of the season, which absolutely sucks, but it's exactly what we see. So I 100% agree with that. Now, here's the next screenshot that I ended up taking a part of that poll question. I got a total of 3. Now, this one right here says first round exit. Now, I don't know if this guy is a Cardinal fan. I don't know if he is a Rams fan, but this is going to be something that a lot of people are talking about. And it would be foolish of me to not bring this out. A lot of Cardinal fans, not a lot, I'm sorry, Paul. There are some Cardinal fans out there that really do feel like this Arizona Cardinal team is not very good anymore. We started very, very hot, and we kind of laid our bed, and we're looking very mediocre at this point. So I wanted to take that screenshot because I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen this on Instagram. I've seen this on my YouTube channel. People saying that we're going to be a team that's a first round exit type of team. Now, obviously, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want the Arizona Cardinals to get the win, to get further into the playoffs. But I'm just looking for that one win. That's what I'm looking for. If you're going to ask me right now, Mike, what are your expectations? What do you want for this Arizona Cardinal team? We made it to the playoffs. Great. Kudos. We should have done it last year. But this one, I want to see at least a playoff win. I want to shove it into the Rams' face. The whole hashtag beat LA is real. It's absolutely real. I want that for this Arizona Cardinal team. Now, if we, lose on the next round, then so be it. We can go ahead and pat the guys in the back and say, congratulations, great job, you did wonderful. But a lot of people are talking that this team is a first round exit type of team. And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts as a Cardinal fan. But I'm not going to lie to you. It seems the trend, that seems to be the trend the Arizona Cardinal team is going towards. The only really people that can make a difference, obviously us as fans, all we can do is get on a microphone and talk and make podcasts and say they should do this, they should do that. But the real people that are going to be able to do that is going to be the players. The players need to shut off all the noise, whether it's positive or negative. They need to get out on the field, and their 11 needs to be their 11. Plain and simple. That's exactly what needs to happen. But let's get to my next and last screenshot here that I wanted to go ahead and also give kudos over to, and it's going to be this one. We have definitely a lot more to prove. I feel like how we've played lately has made us the worst quotes best team in the league. And that right there is 100% facts. That right there is 100% facts, man. If you take a look at all the playoffs teams right now, no playoff teams that are in the playoffs right now has lost more than 3 or 4 out of their last, 6 games. No teams at all. So being that the Arizona Cardinals are in this, mode right now, yes, we made it into the playoffs because we started off 7-0 and then we were 10-2 and then obviously the fizzle out ended up happening at the end of the year, but that's not the direction we want to go as a team. Obviously, I would rather us started 4-3, 3-4 and us get absolutely dynamite towards the end of the season. And if we ended up at 11-6, I would have seen that as an accomplishment. But the biggest problem that we have right now is that we started off 7-0. We had the buffer. And yes, we're still in the playoffs. Yes, we're still in 11, team. We have 11, wins under our belt and we're in the playoffs. Great. But the thing is that it doesn't look very good, especially when you're looking at all the other playoff teams that has won more than 2 or 3 games out of their last 6, and we haven't. It's really concerning. It's really concerning because it honestly seems like we're going this way as opposed to going up. One thing that a lot of people are talking about, hey, it's 0-0, right? Everybody is 0-0 right now. Any team can get hot right now. And that's what we're really hanging our hat on right now as far as Cardinal fans. That's exactly what we're hanging our hat on. We're best when we're on the road. We're 8-1 on the road, which is absolutely super crazy to me. But hey, that's our advantage that we have here. We're going to SoFi, and hopefully the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to pull this win out. But 100%, this poll question that I posted, I wanted to kind of get a gauge on what everybody actually feels, and I agree with it. I agree. Over 70% says, yes, we made it to the playoffs, but I want to see at least one win in the playoffs. And I'm right there with you guys as well. That's exactly what I feel about this team. So we can be very surprising. We don't know, but we really got to find out what team is going to be playing this game. Are we going to be the 7-0 Cardinals that started off hot, that started off great, and everything was looking wonderful? Or are we going to come into the last 6, 8 games type of Cardinals? It's really going to determine who is going to be out there because it's either going to be a blowout, a really good game, or the Cardinals are going to be riding off into the sunset. Obviously, we didn't win the West. That was to the Los Angeles Rams, but that would be very sweet victory for the Arizona Cardinals to take out the division leaders. Wouldn't that, ladies and gentlemen? So that's my personal opinion in the whole situation. We have a lot of different expectations, right? Obviously, everybody wants a Super Bowl, but as long as we can get a win, I think that would be great in my book. And I would be a happy camper. I definitely would be a happy camper at that point. So let's talk about one of the biggest things here that most people are asking. We've had so much injuries right now. The Arizona Cardinals are, are going through it right now. They're absolutely going through it. Injuries are definitely not kind to the Arizona Cardinals towards the end of the season. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is one of the biggest ones. There was some, little whispers, little talks here and there that DeAndre Hopkins can maybe possibly come in this game, but that was shut down today. And he's not going to be playing against this game, and I don't see him come back in the next game if we do get further into this playoff run. But JJ Watt. JJ Watt actually gave us some wisdom today. He actually came onto the microphone and gave us a little bit insight of how his rehab was, what he feels about this Arizona Cardinal team moving forward. So I ended up getting a clip right here so we can go ahead and all watch it together and we can react. Is JJ Watt coming in the very first wild card spot? Let me know what you guys feel in the comments, but I'm going to be running this video right now. Let me know what you guys feel as we watch.
I mean, basically what happened was the shoulder dislocated out the back, took everything with it on the way out. Rotator cuff, labrum, capsule, infraspinatus, everything gone. And also dislocated my bicep tendon in the process. So went in, I got a big scar here, got a big scar on the back. Basically opened it up, fixed it all up. I asked him to tighten it down tight. He did. And then we went to work on rehab. I got surgery on November 3rd, and we just went to work on rehab, just doing whatever I was allowed to do, pushing where we were allowed to push, and trying to do whatever we could every single day, from treatment to workouts to little movements to nutrition and sleep and whatever possible to get back as fast as I possibly could, knowing that this team is special, knowing that we have an opportunity to do something great. I mean, I went down, we were 7-0, and I'm sitting there thinking, this team really, really is special. This team does have an opportunity, and it was devastating to go down at that time, and all I wanted to do was get back to try and do whatever I could to help this team. And so I'm thankful to everybody who helped me along the way, and I'm hopeful and looking forward to the opportunity to come back.
Man, that gets me goosebumps. Like legit, like JJ Watt, man. I don't think you understand the veteranness that he brings, the leadership that he brings to this Cardinal organization. It's absolutely wonderful, and obviously to have him on the field would be magnificent. Honestly, there's no really other way to say it but that. But he's right. Before he got hurt, we were 7-0. Now I'm not going to sit here and say we were going to be an undefeated team if JJ Watt was, healthy throughout the year. It's not, it wasn't going to happen. We all knew that JJ Watt came with a lot of injury concerns, and that was a lot of, fans' concern. Oh yeah, great name, awesome. This is wonderful that we signed him, but he has injury concerns, and we unfortunately went through the ringer with him, and he was hurt. But you got to give him kudos to what he has done to try to get himself in the position to where we are sitting here right now and saying, man, we could possibly get JJ Watt back. Like, that's absolutely amazing. So in my personal opinion, do I think he's going to come back? I do. I really, really do. But we're not going to get the information until either Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Monday. No, I think Monday more than anything. The biggest reason as to why is because obviously we don't want to show our full cards. We don't want the Rams to know that he's going to be coming in. But in my personal opinion, if I'm going to have to, put my bet on something, I would say that JJ Watt will be coming back on Monday against the Los Angeles Rams, in my personal opinion. Now, that's not the only injury that we had out there, ladies and gentlemen. James Conner was another concern that we're all kind of sitting around waiting for every update from either Ian Rappaport or any Twitter page that you're following, or even Instagram, Arizona Cardinal fan page. We're all kind of, sitting at the very edge of our seat saying, man, this game looks pretty tough. But if we can have James Conner, JJ Watt, and maybe Rondell Moore, our team come back, and even Marco Wilson come back, we can have a chance against this LA Rams team. We really could. We've done it before in week 4. Now, obviously, the second, time around didn't come out to our favor, but also keep in mind that we didn't have Rodney Hudson at that point. We didn't have Rodney Hudson in the second time we played against the Rams, and Aaron Donald was a freak of nature, man. He kept pressuring Kyler Murray. He frustrated Kyler Murray. He kept getting in the line, but we didn't have a good center at that point. Now Rodney Hudson is going to be there, and hopefully he's going to be able to hold it down. I don't expect him to completely stop Aaron Donald, because that would be really foolish of me to say, but I definitely do think that, Rodney Hudson is very, very good when he's on the line, and he makes our line just that much better. So a lot of injuries just all around that we're all kind of waiting to see what happens. James Conner might be the one to me that's like, I don't know if he's going to be back. Now, he's the least likely in my personal opinion. Will he come back? He possibly can. He definitely possibly can. But Marco Wilson looked like he's going to be a go. I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, but he ended up putting the, if you guys don't watch the wrestling at all, but the Undertaker basically like coming up and stuff like that. So it looks very promising for him. JJ Watt seems like he's trending in the right direction. Rondell Moore, I'm assuming, might be coming back as well. But the biggest one to me, and the X factor to me, is going to be James Conner. James Conner is going to be the dude we're going to ride and die with in this game. Now, obviously, towards the beginning of the season, I was saying that this is going to be Kyler Murray's team. We're going to ride and die with him. It's going to be through him. But honestly, I think that this Cardinal team should be taking a shift. I think this Cardinal team should be taking a shift into a heavy dosage of a run game, and it should be led by James Conner. And if Chase Edmonds can't go, then Eno Benjamin. I feel very confident that Eno Benjamin's going to be able to take the snaps right under Chase Edmonds, in my personal opinion. But it's all going to start with James Conner. 110%. Is he going to come back? Is he not going to come back? We're all kind of sitting at the edge of our seats and being like, man, can we just find out right now? But we understand as fans, this is exactly what the Cardinals do, or not just even the Cardinals, but every other team that's out there. They wait to the last minute in order for them to, give us the active roster, because it works out to their advantage. They don't like to show their full cards, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little worried in this game. I'm a little worried in this game because it is the Los Angeles Rams. We don't have the best of luck with Sean McVay, especially because he has beaten us 8 straight times. Now, we obviously broke that record this time around, and now he's like 9-1 against us in the last like 4+ years. But we need to get over this hump. We absolutely need to get over this hump. X factor to me in this game is going to be James Conner, and that's if he plays. If Kyler Murray can give us a clean game, no interceptions, no sacks, that type of game, no fumbling the ball, but it's really hard to ask for because I do know that Rams team, although they are, probably not the best at stopping the run, but they are a very, very good defense still. Now, I don't know if you guys already know this, but they just made another acquisition today. They ended up getting safety Eric Waddle. I believe his name was, I think it's Eric Waddle. They ended up signing him to a contract because I think that they're kind of depleted in the safety position right now. They had some injuries and they're bringing him into the team. Are we going to see him in this wild card game? Probably. Probably. Knowing the Los Angeles Rams, they like to kind of throw people in there. And Eric's been, a member of the NFL or a player in the NFL for quite some time, and he probably can just pick up something or probably just stand there and kind of look pretty, and he'll be able to be good. So they ended up doing that. Now, the Arizona Cardinals, if we're taking a look at our side of the ball, Marco Wilson coming back kind of gives me excitement. I don't think he's the best corner we have. I mean, obviously, if we're looking at our best corners, we're looking at Byron, we're looking at Robert Alford, and then it's going to be Marco Wilson. But and then we have the other practice squad people, which if you weren't in my watch party, you know that I wasn't a fan of Borders, and I was kind of going crazy with Borders, but it's kind of one of those situations, man. Our secondary was absolutely depleted. It looked terrible. We were running with practice squad people, but that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, I think one of the biggest, points going into the offseason last year was we need to upgrade our cornerback role. And when we didn't get a cornerback in the draft, if you guys were walking with the AZ Sports fan on YouTube, my reaction when we drafted Zaven Collins. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm doing these reactions, when I'm upset, I'm not bagging on the players. I'm upset on the organization because I knew deep down that we weren't going to play him. I knew deep down that we're going to have another first-round pick that was going to sit on the bench because we've seen it with Isaiah Simmons, because we've seen it with a lot of different other players that we had, and it's the same thing with Zaven Collins. So I was at least hoping that we were going to be able to get a good cornerback that was going to give us some depth, but we're in this position right now. We don't know how Zaven Collins is going to shake out. I know there's a lot of positive people out there right now that really have positivity towards him, but it's all going to depend on, is he going to be able to get on the field? And that's going to be on Vance Joseph and the coaching staff and really figure out when we're going to put him out there. But obviously it's going to be more of a next year's problem because we're already in the playoffs and they're most likely going to be rolling through with Jordan Hicks and Isaiah Simmons in the middle linebacking role. But cornerbacks, man. Cornerbacks are definitely huge. So obviously players, and I don't know if you guys heard this already, but Vance Joseph also is a hot commodity right now. He has just interviewed, or there was a request for an interview for Vance Joseph for the Miami Dolphins head coach position. So I know a lot of people like our, coaching staff right now, whether it's your opinion, yes or no. But things are going to change. Things are going to change. It would be foolish of Vance Joseph to not take a head coaching job, especially if it's right in front of him. But he did. There was a request for him to be interviewed by the Miami Dolphins. So we might be looking for another defensive coordinator next year. And it's only good for him. Obviously, it's helping his career. It's helping his family out. He's going to be getting paid more if that does, happen. But we're looking at a very good, in my personal opinion, coaching or head coaching pool right now. In my personal opinion, we got a lot of good coaches right now that people can choose up, especially if they are going to, move on from their current head coach. But I don't think we're going to be that team. Although obviously, you guys know all how I feel about Cliff Kingsbury at this very moment, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're going to pray for the best and try to be positive as much as we possibly can, especially on Monday, and hope that the Arizona Cardinals can pull this win off against this Los Angeles Rams team. But let's do this here. Let's go ahead and if you guys are just here, if you guys are just getting here, do me a huge favor, smack that like button. And I know I'm sounding very repetitive and I'm sounding like a regular YouTuber guy, but it helps me out tremendously. I don't think you understand. It helps me out, helps the algorithm out, and helps out any other Cardinal fan that are chilling out there that doesn't have a home that they belong to. They can find the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube, and that's all you need to do. Appreciate y'all. But let's do this. What I want to do is I want to see about possibly opening up the phone lines. I want to hear from the Red Sea. Now, let me know in the comments below if you do want this to happen. Put some fire emojis in the comments. Say yes, say no. Let me know in the comments. But I wanted to make sure that after I got all the updates, you already know my opinion on this game. I want to hear from the Red Sea. I want to hear your guys' expectations. This ain't gonna be like a back and forth type of thing. I just want to sit here and hear your your point of view, because at the end of the day, we all have different points of view. You can very well say, yeah, playoffs was my check marks box. My goal as well for this team, and we got it. So anything happens. Or you can be like me, maybe not as dramatic, but you can also say, no, man, well, I want more. I want more for this team. I want to hear from you guys. I really want to hear what the Red Sea has to say, and we can have the possibility of opening up the phone lines. Maybe not right now, but maybe the last 10 minutes or the last 15 minutes. But let's do this. Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Let me know how you guys want to get this going. Or if you want to do the phone lines now, fire emoji it up, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you got to do. Put the fire emojis on the comments below, and appreciate it. Let's go ahead and oh, perfect. Snap. All right, here we go. People want the phone lines. People want to go ahead and get it. Awesome. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Expectations. We'll talk expectations, and we'll also talk predictions. We can do that. Predictions, expectations, whatever you want to go by. So let's do that. Let's open up the phone lanes, ladies and gentlemen. Let me explain to you guys how this works. I know, like, if you are just new to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, it's a little confusing because I know that it was different at one point. What I do is I put a link at the top of the chat. Hear me well, ladies and gentlemen. I post the link at the top of the chat, and I do my best to try to pin it at the top. All you need to do if you want to jump on is click on that link. Once you click on the link, you're able to go to a website called StreamYard, turn your camera on, and you're able to jump onto the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, and you should be able to come on. Simple. You don't need to add me on Instagram, follow me. You don't need to do that stuff anymore. The link is posted on the comments below. Click on the link and come on through. That's all you need to do. Super simple. But if you guys do want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, I'm very active on Twitter when it comes to game day, or I'm also very active when it comes to Instagram as well, when it comes down to everything else, like any other updates when I don't want to make a video about, but there is news notable. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Everything should be on the bio or the description of this video. So come on through and let me know how you guys are feeling. So let's open up the phone lines. I do got some people already on the background. So let me go ahead and make sure I change my background, and we'll open up the phone lines. 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's start off with Michael. All right, Michael, we share the same name. So let's go ahead and bring up Michael. Michael, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. How are you feeling? Expectations for the Cardinals versus the Rams, man. How you doing?
Well, not too good since I got diagnosed with COVID today, but that's neither here nor there.
That's
Um,
right.
Here to talk about football. So, I'm excited for this game. I really hope it's entertaining, as the Seahawks game was. But I do think we can beat any team in the NFL. Any team. We just have to play our cards right. We have to make good calls, work on our O line, deal with the penalties. So I do think it's entirely possible we can go out and win this. But as of lately, we haven't been doing too hot in those areas.
I agree. Expectation. So you think that we can beat any team out there? Okay. So let's say, for example, we do get to the Rams. And how it kind of looks like it's going to pan out. Freaking Tom Brady in Tampa. Do you think we can pull off that win?
I do. Again, it's just we've been playing our cards. We've been doing so sucky lately.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, like if we are absolutely perfect, which that's a lot to expect of a team, but
Yeah.
if we are absolutely perfect, I do think we can go up against Brady. We can go up against Aaron Rodgers again. I think we can beat any team in the NFL, but we just need to do everything correctly.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So, last question. If you were Cliff, what would be your game plan? And you don't need to get like super like in
Yeah.
depth or anything like that, but what would you do? Who would you be like your X factor that's going to win this game for us?
Um, that's a hard question, but I think if I was Cliff, I'd be focusing mainly on defense and O line.
Okay.
That's been a huge problem this whole year. Our defense has been getting better, which I'm glad. Our O line is still a little rough. I do think we need to work on our O line more. We need to protect Murray. And from what I've seen, Murray's been kind of a little off with his scrambling and getting out of pockets. He's been a little off of that lately, so maybe have a talk with him, what's going on, stuff like that.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate you, Michael. Hopefully, you get better and everything that's happening in your personal life, man. Thank you for jumping on. Have a good day.
You do.
All right, man. Let's move on here. Let's go to Ian. Ian, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube, man. How are you feeling? Expectations for the Cardinals versus the Rams, man. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, despite, the Seahawks loss. In terms of what was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No worries. Expectations towards like the Rams. Like, how do you feel like this game is going to turn out? If you want to talk about X factors, just in general.
So expectation, really my expectations towards this team before the year, I actually predicted 11 wins. So we hit that mark, but
Nice.
I'm also in the side that we need to win this game on Monday here. We can't just fold, and I understand we got injuries. Things aren't really going on our way. The muff punt last game and those sort of things. Those things are fixable. You know what I mean? But
Right.
what's not fixable and what's not acceptable is just, oh, our best guy's out, so let's just not do anything. You know what I mean? Because we know this team is capable of winning games without DeAndre Hopkins, without JJ Watt. You know what I mean? And these guys are coming back. So we need them to play at their best, and we need to put the ball in our playmakers' hands. Stop chucking the ball up to AJ Green for a fade 10 times a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get Christian Kirk involved. He had one big catch last game. Like, we need to start doing stuff with him. And it's a struggle, man.
No, it is, man. And I honestly think that one of the biggest things that, when we're watching the games is when the offense isn't clicking. Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to really talk about too much in terms of like he says the same thing, but it's kind of the same problem that we're seeing, that we're not able to get into an offensive rhythm. But the issue is that we're not focusing on converting the first down. When it's 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 1, we like
chuck
to take
it
that.
up, chuck it up 30 freaking yards.
Yeah, and it's cool when it works, but that's the main problem. Like we're not able to consistently get drives going. And if you're blaming, well, hey, we're not able to get into an offensive rhythm, I would hope that Cliff can talk to Kyler and be like, hey, maybe let's stop doing that so much and maybe audible and to do a run, something like that. It's just, it baffles my mind. But I agree, man. I think you're spitting facts here. I appreciate you for jumping on, man. Thanks so much. And hopefully the Cardinals can get a dub.
Later, go.
Later, brother. All right, man, let's keep it moving on here. Let's move on to the next person here right now. Let's get to my guy, Justin Loons. Hopefully I didn't butcher that here. Justin, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube, man. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing, man? I got the jersey,
good,
everything. Got the hat,
Love it, brother.
Green.
Well, what's your expectations here, man? In terms for the team, for Cardinals versus Rams, I mean, how are you feeling? Are you feeling, I guess my question here for you is like, do you feel accomplished already as a Cardinal fan right now, or do you need to get a win in order to get off Cliff's back, or how are you feeling?
I'm feeling honestly very rough. This is the whole season's just turned around based off of a couple players getting injured like that. And the whole team is just taking a whole second half of the season dump to me and just looks at everything around. I mean, honestly, doesn't look like the same team we saw coming out for 7 weeks, balling out. Came to the Rams Stadium, looked like we knew every play they were going to go to. We dominated them. And then they come to our stadium, and then all falls down like that. And seeing that Seattle game, we had that opportunity like that, and they didn't want to fight for it like that. Seattle had not that much on the line. They had maybe Russell Wilson's last game, so they're going to play hard. But if we would have secured that spot, it would have had so much more confidence within the Cardinals fans, because now we had this undefeated 7-0, and now we're at the wild card spot. Being dropped.
And I'm definitely gonna blame myself here, because I coming into this, I was like playoffs in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, I was like, playoffs is what I want. You know what I mean? And we got it. Boxes checked. But I think that we as fans should shift that. We started off 7-0, so that means our expectations should be like, dang, we should have been a 12, 13 team win. 11, we'll take it. But you're right. We had an opportunity. I feel like we keep shooting ourselves in the foot. To me personally, I wanted a division so freaking bad. 2015 was such a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been so long since that's happened, especially with the Rams too, showing that to them, hey, we're at the top of the division, but we lost that. And the 49ers gave us, I had some confidence in the 49ers, but not that much confidence. So I was really going into that game like, it is what it is. 49ers would probably lose, but going into overtime, I'm sure those players were told what was going on while it was happening. Yeah. We just needed that spark and just didn't pull through, and we really needed something like that.
I agree, man. I completely agree. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure if you're on the Twitter world, but it seems like we have two different types of fans. We got the positive fans, and then we got me, my type of fan. Yeah, and it's kind of like I kind of just got off of it right now, because it almost kind of seems like if you're not positive, you're a hater. And it's not that. We all want the team to win. We just
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's our number one goal. But if you really look at the success of this organization, we've been in Arizona, 33 years, and we've been in the playoffs 6 times. Like, that's bad.
Bad, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, people coming in, we're going to get this and that. You just got to get realistic. And, I mean, if that's looking like you're hating, it's just real. It's not all la-la land, especially what we've been shown like that. I'm very, very nervous. If we were to got the Cowboys per se or something like that differently, I would have had a little bit more confidence showing, because we beat them with some players out. But I don't know how we're going to pull up, honestly. It's kind of who knows, Yeah. We pulled up to the Cowboys and handled business, and we had a home game against Seattle to win the division and choked.
So we choked 100%, brother.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. I got some people waiting in the background. Appreciate you as always, man. Have a great day. All right, let's keep it moving here. I appreciate you guys for jumping on. Thank you so much. This channel thrives when you guys are here, so I appreciate it. Let's move on to the next person here. Hajo, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize if I butchered it, but you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. How you feeling? Cardinals versus Rams. What's up, man?
Yeah. So I've been a Cardinals fan for pretty much all my life, and I've been very happy even during the times after Kurt Warner retired. And I'm still quite proud of the Cardinals, and it's just quite a shocker to see them start so strong in the first half of the season, and then all of a sudden they just kind of crumble at the end. And I understand that there's injuries and stuff like that, but I've heard a decent amount of things about the head coach at the time when he was coaching in Texas Tech. Mm-hmm. And he had moments where the team would crumble near the end. And I'm kind of concerned that if we continue to have Cliff Kingsbury, that it might repeat with the Cardinals. Now, to be fair, this is only his second year. But as what the other fan was mentioning earlier was that Kyler does so much better when he gets out of the pocket. Yeah. Every time he throws in the pocket, there's someone that's going to block him because he's just, frankly, too short. to throw in the
Yeah.
pocket. But one of the key things that you would notice a lot of time when the Cardinals were so successful in the beginning was that Kyler would run out of the pocket, tire out the opposing defense's pass rush, tire out the safeties and corners. It would open up those huge plays. And now I just see Kyler sitting in the pocket, getting blocked and blocked and sacked and sacked. It's just like, it's frustrating, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely, and I agree with you. Cliff Kingsbury, yeah, this is his third year, so it's crazy to me that like the expectations right now for and I'm not gonna sit here and say we're all fans. Bottom line, I'm not a better fan than anybody. You're not a better fan than it is what it is. But we all want success. But my crazy thing is that like we're in 3 years of Cliff Kingsbury right now. Like if barely expectation right now is what you wanted, like dang, we got to really set our standards better for this Cardinal organization. We've been here for 30 plus years and we've only made it six times to the playoffs. Like that's absolutely boggles my mind that we don't want better. And me, I've been born and raised here in Arizona. So all these Arizona sports, Diamondbacks, Coyotes, Suns, they're doing good. So hallelujah. And the Cardinals, I'm a fan of all of them. And the thing is that it hurts, man. The NFL is an emotional roller coaster, and we invest so much time. 7-0 was wonderful. And then we got shot back down to reality. And it seems to be what Cliff Kingsbury does to us. And I'm like, man, I don't know. It gets frustrating, but I agree with you. Maybe we should do some bootlegs. Maybe we should definitely do more play actions where he runs this way and then tosses it that way because it brings everybody, sucks everybody here and tossing it over there. I like that idea. I thought we were going to be using more with him under center. We've seen a little bit throughout the season, but you're right. I feel like when Kyler Murray takes a sack, he takes a sack. It's like 8, 12 yards. He's like, dang, we're playing behind the chains for a big. And yeah, man, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So let me ask you one thing here. Cliff Kingsbury, how do you feel about him right now, in your personal opinion?
I'm impressed with his decision to pick Kyler Murray because it was a big gamble.
Yeah.
He is far shorter than what would be a preferable height, in like the upper 6 foot area. And it also made me a little nervous too, because we drafted a first round quarterback with Josh Rosen. And then I was like, what? We're drafting again first round with a quarterback? But then after hearing a lot about Kyler Murray and seeing his potential, he has so much potential. And hearing from an NFL commentator that he kind of Kyler Murray wants to play like a Russell Wilson, I could see that happening. But we need that coach that doesn't try to make a playbook based on what the coach thinks is best. I think the coach needs to focus on with the tools he currently has.
Yes.
And with these current weeks, it's been so disappointing because I don't see that with Coach Kingsbury.
Yeah.
All I see is, we are not doing so good. We could do better. But it's like, it has to start from the fundamentals. You got to use Kyler with his abilities. He's better running outside the pocket, as I mentioned before. And I just don't see Kingsbury fitting that in. I just don't get it. He's like you said, and thank you for correcting me. It's 3 years. 3 years is plenty of time to know what his strengths are. I just don't get it.
And the sad part to me is that he looks lost a lot of the times. And that's one of the things, like, I wasn't a big fan of him coming this year. Like, I was already trying to give up on him last year, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to win. It is what it is. But everybody was like, as long as we get an offensive coordinator, I'm like, okay, cool. If we get an offensive coordinator with Cliff Kingsbury, I'm down. Let's try another third year. And what happens? No offensive coordinator. We're bringing Cliff back. And it started off hot. I was like, oh, damn, I was dumb. I'm an idiot. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury, go. And then we're doing the same thing again. And it's like, man, typical Arizona sports curse. And I just feel like, it's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating to see, but I'm going to keep it going, man. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for jumping on, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's keep it moving. Man, this is some good comments, man. I love it. Thank you so very much for everybody coming through, and I have a lot of people waiting to come in the background right now. Let's I'm trying to get some new blood, so I apologize for everybody that's here. I'm trying to hear what other people have to say. Let me get to A2B2 Lax. All right, I'm not going to say that again, but you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Appreciate you for coming on. How you feel, man? Cardinals versus Rams.
I'm feeling good. It's B2B2. Fine. I definitely will say this: if Watt doesn't play, I'm
because with Watt, I know he only played for like 6 or 7 weeks, but during that time we had our points allowed per game on our defense. We allowed 18 points and had like 30% pressure. But without him, we've allowed like 20 points per game, 20% pressure. That much? It's ridiculous. But if Hopkins is not going to play, sadly, as much as I want to believe it, he won't. And I think one thing we have to, I definitely want to win at least one player game, just like you and every Cardinal Red Sea fan here. But next year, we have to win not only the West, we have to at least make it to the NFC.
Yeah.
If we don't, I'll be disappointed. This happens every year. We go high and then do well 1 year. Then it happened in 2015. We did so well, and then next year, 2016, we didn't even make the playoffs. I was so stuck.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna let you go, man, just because the audio is pretty cut off-ish. So I appreciate you for jumping on, but thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, expectations should only get higher and higher and higher, and that's for Cardinal fans, Cardinal organization, just in general, man. Like I just wish, and obviously with the culture, winning brings culture, and it might not be the best fans because they're just jumping on, but still, all you need to do is start winning, and the culture gets brought into Arizona. And right now, it seems like we have some foundational pieces, but it seems like when we're starting off hot, we start dwindling away, and that's the frustrating part as far as being a fan here. But let's keep it moving here. Let's get my guy Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson, what's up, man? You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. How are you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
Good. So, Cardinals versus Rams. What are your expectations? How are you feeling?
Oh, I expect them to win. I mean, they have to win. That's all there is to it. I've been critical on Cliff. I've been critical on everybody on this whole team in the past years. This year, I've been on the bandwagon 100%. I put all my chips in and said, hey, we're going to do this. So we got to at least do one. I'm hoping that the O-line plays much better than what they have been. I'm hoping that, get somebody else involved other than AJ Green or Rondell Moore running it. I mean, I think he's out still, but anyway. But yeah, we got to do something a little bit different, something that they haven't seen before. I mean, I've always said their offense is better off when they dink and dunk. So maybe we ought to just do that for a little bit and then start running it up the middle. Who knows?
Right. No, definitely. And I definitely do think that when this season started here, I mean, I was pretty little critical on Cliff too. I'm not little, a pretty good amount of critical on Cliff. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely been impressive in the first, half of the year. And then obviously the same thing that kind of keeps happening over and over again. But what are your thoughts on Cliff right now? I mean, obviously I don't think we're going to be moving on from him because the way we are, we made it to the playoffs, and I don't think we're going to let him go. But what do you want from him from the future? Obviously consistency, but is there anything that kind of sticks out that you want him to clean up?
Well, he needs to do something better about calling his plays. Honestly, some of those that he's been doing has just not been the best play. They already know what's coming, the whole works. So, change things up, do a little bit more creative play calling, do a little bit more play design. Something that looks like something but goes completely the different side of the field or something along those lines. Something just to fake him out. So, that's something that he needs to do a little bit better. As far as his future, I don't mind him coming back next year at all. I mean, he's proved that he can do it, and he just needs to make those adjustments. And that's the only problem I'm seeing. He's not making the adjustments.
That's fair. And right here, man, on this comment, I just wanted to post it here. It says, Cliff, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. And it's obviously play on to that one old show, that one game show that used to be on. But I kind of feel like sometimes he might be holding Kyler back a little bit. Like in my personal opinion, I don't know. Something is telling me that he's not quite unleashing him and using him to his full potential.
I totally agree. I mean, even Kyler said, I do the play that's called.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
let him be creative.
I agree, man. I agree. I'm gonna keep it moving, Mark. As always, man. Appreciate
Thanks,
you for
man.
being on here, Lennon. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. Let's get to Lennon. Lyndon Wolfe, AZ sports fan, man. You are live. What's up, man? How you feeling? Cardinals versus Rams. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I got my AZSF shirt on. The Cardinals take on the Rams in the wild card. I'm putting on my positivity hat on, so hopefully we get this win. My prediction score, it's going to be 20-17. Like, I'm hoping that that J.J. Watt comes back. And I've been a big Arizona sports fan since I was a baby. Cardinals,
Right.
Suns, Diamondbacks, Coyotes. I'm just hoping to see this Cardinals team play physical football. And Cliff Kingsbury, the player of the game, I would say, the X factor, I would go with James Conner. If the Cardinal, I'm hoping Kyler Murray gets to run the ball to James Conner if he plays, and J.J. Watt gets a fumble, sack, return, touchdown by sacking Matthew Stafford. And if the Rams, if the Niners win, the 49ers win, the Buccaneers win, we take on the Buccaneers. But if the Cowboys win and the Buccaneers win, we take on the Packers. In my opinion, we facing Aaron Rodgers one time in the Packers. I would like to face Tom Brady in the Bucs. I mean, I'm afraid to play against them because, Bruce Arians dominating us and all of that different stuff. But I'm hoping the Cardinals can put a playoff win, and next year we'll win the division just like in 2014 and 2015. Hopefully that happens.
All right, brother. I'm gonna let you go, man. Thank you so very much for coming on here. I saw something in the chat. I'm sorry, I looked a little distracted, but my guy Bass over here saying breaking news: Arizona Cardinals site. That's fake, right? I mean, legit. Like I don't see anything on Google. Sorry, I looked very distracted, and I apologize, Lennon. But I was trying to see if anything on here, and I'm not showing anything. Fake news, Bass. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's see who else we have on the lineup here right now. Let's go with Isaac. Isaac, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. How you feeling, man? Cardinals versus Rams.
Oh, I'm feeling good. The Cardinals have been a success, like you were saying, in the first half of the season, but it usually goes downhill for us. Like, we've seen it season after season. And I'm just wondering if we can pull off the win against the Rams, if we can go on to beat the Packers and move on to beat other teams to get to the Super Bowl.
I agree, man. I think maybe getting through this hump. It's tough. It's a tough ask to go to SoFi. I mean, we've done it before already, but obviously every game is different. But if we do beat the Rams, I think there will be a lot of fans that will have a different mindset. You know what I mean? Going into the playoffs. But here's a question for you, my guy. How do you feel about Cliff Kingsbury and what he's done so far? Do you think he's holding Kyler back? What's your thoughts?
I think that Cliff should, let Kyler be himself, because the plays that he usually calls, we've had some surprises by him, but I don't think he's a good coach.
Okay. Dang, right back down. Perfect. Awesome. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. I'm going to keep moving on, man. Thank you so very much. Have a great day, okay?
All right. You too.
Later, brother. All right, let's move on here. Let's go to Juan. Juan, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. How you feeling? Cardinals versus Rams Monday Night Football. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm just I'm excited. I've been a Cardinals fan for what now, like 10 years, more than 10 years. Me and my brother, we're excited for Monday. And I kept telling him, I think the key to this game is to let Kyler Murray lose. I feel like maybe early in the season, he was, too dependent, or maybe not too dependent, but he was, he used DeAndre Hopkins really well. That's why, we won a lot of games with him. We won a lot of games with him.
Right.
We had all of our weapons healthy. Our defense was playing, lights out. But now, we're missing all those pieces, and I think we just gotta trust Kyler. I think he can do a good job. There's a reason why some people were thinking he could be a good he could be an MVP. So we just gotta let him loose and see what he can do, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think when we look at Kyler, in terms of the fan base, I mean, obviously a lot of people not outside the Cardinals, they have different things to say about Kyler. But I mean, we've seen enough for him to be like, yeah, man, he could definitely get the job done. I can see him win a Super Bowl for us in the future. It's just getting past these things that bite us in the butt in the game. The penalties, the things that we're seeing every game that we're promised that we're going to get cleaned, and it just never gets cleaned up. And my question to you, man, how do you feel about Cliff Kingsbury in the third year right now? What are your expectations for him as a coach in the future? Because I don't think we're going to move on from him. But what do you think about Cliff?
That's a really good question. I mean, everyone's talking about. I think I saw somewhere like on ESPN or somewhere some sports pundit. They were mentioning the fact that that he doesn't finish the season. Back in Texas Tech, he wouldn't finish the season as well as he started each campaign, I guess. So seeing his what he has done with this offense, how he has allowed the offense to, I guess, not actually restricted the offense in some ways with his play calling. I think someone previously mentioned those fades to AJ Green, right? You just have some head scratchers, there. Obviously there's something there. The offense, the personnel, they're all clicking. When we have our offense healthy, things can go our way, right? But maybe there's a couple, here and there, I think could be an experience from Cliff Kingsbury in some ways, being his first NFL head coaching job. I mean, me personally, I would trust him. I think he did well enough this season, looking back at the whole season, right? Not just the end, but the beginning, like the first 7 games. I think he did a good job, and I think we should at least allow him to, stay for next year, regardless of what happens on Monday. And then later on, then we can reconsider, after next season, I guess.
Okay, perfect. Last question, and is that a Mexico jersey?
That's correct.
Love it, brother. Love it. Good stuff, man. All right, si se puede. Have a great one. Later, dude. All right, man. Yeah, it's crazy, brother. I mean, I'm excited too. I mean, obviously, our Cardinals are in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a better storybook line other than that. The Cardinals are in the playoffs, but there's just something. It's like that one itch, and we got to get through Monday. We got to find out what happens before anything. But let's keep moving on the phone lines here. Let's see what my guy, Me Wilson, are you there? If not, let's go to Ryan. Let's go to Ryan real quick, and then Me Wilson, you're right next. I apologize. So Ryan, you are live on the AC Sports Fan YouTube, man. What's up? How you feeling? Can you hear me? Oh, that's awkward. Okay, no worries. Let's move on here. Me Wilson, you are live on the AC Sports Fan. What's up, dude? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, if we can, I don't know. This been a crazy season. We've been riding high for the first 7 weeks, and I feel like when Cliff loses like a big game, like what we just did with the Packers, I feel like that's when he starts going downhill.
Touche. No, you're right. Yeah, 100%, man. We've seen it last week too.
It's not on Kyler. Yeah, he got injured during that game, but it's just the way how, I guess you can say, Vance Joseph and Cliff Kingsbury act like when they lose big games.
Right.
And they did the same thing on the Monday night game. And it probably showed when we played the Lions. And that's how we lost against the Lions.
I agree, man.
But I feel like if they just get out of that slump, like, hey, we lost big games, but it's time to show the world that why we are where we are. And yeah, and I think that we can get to Stafford for sure, because I was watching that Niner game and Stafford didn't look like what he was in the beginning of the season.
Right, he does. He looked hurt. I think he got hurt in that game. I have a Rams fan that we do a NFC West roundtable all the time, and he says that he's gonna be fine. That's what he says. He's very optimistic, but yeah, man, I don't think he's 100%. But I don't know, man. I feel like as a Cardinal fan, we're kind of we've seen those games where the other team was riddled with injuries or COVID or anything like that, and we still got beat. Like I don't know, I'm still very bitter about that.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Like
about
when
Vance Joseph? His defensive coordinator, maybe he might leave for a head coaching job. What do you think that's going to happen like to our defense?
oh man, I would honestly I would hire if the rumors are true about Cliff going to Oklahoma, I would like Brian Flores on our side
Ooh.
as an offensive coordinator. And
Oh, you're saying
defense,
if Cliff goes to
yeah,
Oklahoma?
if Cliff goes to Oklahoma and Vance Joseph takes head coach, I would want Brian Flores as the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, and Eric Bieniemy if he's still available.
As a head coach?
Probably as offensive coordinator or
Oh,
head coach, yeah.
sheesh. Oh my God, we'll see. We'll see
But
what happens.
I would
You're
I
gonna
would
be all
like
excited.
I would like also Jim Harbaugh.
Dude, yeah, I heard some things about him coming back to or he wants to come back to the NFL. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I appreciate. What's up?
Who do you got for the Cowboys and Niners game? That's gonna be a big game. This
That's gonna be a huge game, yeah. I think the Niners are a good team. They definitely turned it around very, very much. There's something that doesn't. I don't trust Jimmy. I don't trust Jimmy 100%. So I think the Cowboys are gonna pull through.
And I was looking at the schedule for next year. I think we got the AFC West next year.
Do we really? Oh, so that's
I
what
think so.
Raiders, the Chiefs. Ooh, oh. Hey, I would like to see Patrick Mahomes versus Kyler Murray, but that doesn't look very promising for us right now. But appreciate you as always, man. Thanks so much for coming on. Later. Dang, that's true. I completely blanked on that. I'm just trying to focus on like this year right now, but I think you might be right. AFC West might be what we're looking into. The Chargers, dang, with Herbert. Sheesh. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so let's do this. We have made it to the hour mark right now, and I am going to be opening up the phone lines again. So if you weren't able to get on, we will open up phone lines again. I promise. We are having a Monday game, so I'll let you guys know if it's either going to be the weekend or anything like that. I just got a jet because wife's calling and baby taking care of time. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go right here, but we're still going to be talking about Cardinals versus Rams. There's a huge game, obviously Monday night. I don't like Monday night football game personally. I would rather either play Saturday or Sunday, maybe more Sunday than Saturday. But let me know how you guys are feeling right now in terms of predictions. Let me know in the comments below if you want to put your predictions until we hear what Kyler Murray says. Or I'm sorry, not Kyler Murray, but if James Conner's going to come, you can wait for your prediction. That's completely fine, guys. But I'm going to let you guys go here. This has been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Thank you so much for coming through. I will be opening up the phone lines again. I promise. Appreciate you guys for being here. And as always, go Cards.